Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Got a mix of a few different tank types, tiers, and some good games for you. Here we are on Middleburg with Frostwalker 27, a new content contributor. He has featured before, platooned up with his buddy Frost 136, who you can see just in front of him, about to cap C there. Yeah, we've talked about it before actually on the channel, but going all one flank. Some maps you can do it on, some you can't. It would seem odd on this map that the enemy team wouldn't at least attempt to contest C. I mean, that basically just gives the green team 2 free caps. However, that's what's happened, and Frostwalker's going to get into it with this Tiger here. I think he's AFK, so Frostwalker's going to do his best to farm him up, and does it incredibly efficiently with a whacking huge shot into the side there. Fantastic ammo rack. So yeah, that's cleared Mr. AFK up fairly nicely here. And the boys are going to roll around the flank now and start getting into it with the rest of the red team. There's Mr. SU100 just begging Walker to come out there to have a quick shot at him. He's not going to be obliged. And yeah, Frostwalker and his buddy are gonna just keep pouring in the damage here. But I mean, this game is, I mean, the Reds are well down. The game is pretty much over. SU100's coming out here now and is probably going to get one shot off, and then he's about to get wrecked. But I mean, the game is effectively over either way. But on this map, one team is definitely going to get B, one team is definitely going to get A. To leave the seed cap completely uncontested is just asking for the game to be ended very quickly, and that's what's going to happen. Yeah, love that. The SU100 comes out gun first and gets a healthy dose of alpha for it. So a good game, just over 2,000 damage. The ammo rack certainly helps, and 2 kills. So thank you very much to Frostwalker there. Here we are on Mayan Ruins now in the SU152 with his buddy Frost 136, a regular contributor to the channel. The reason I like this game is he's not going to hand back at all in this game. He's pretty much going to frontline this tank for the entirety of the game, which is makes fun, exciting content for me to commentate on, and is just more exciting to watch, frankly. So he's rolling around here. Looks like the bad guys are capping C. Frost is currently grinding his way up to the next tier in this particular vehicle, which is the big brother of this one, the ISU 152. He's also said that he's gonna, when we've got him, we'll platoon up with him, which will be hilarious for me and probably quite disappointing for Frost, but we'll see, and we'll probably get some footage of that if and when that occurs. So yeah, he's doing a nice job here. He's got himself a reasonable location. As you can see, this is turning into a bit of a major bun fight over here. People are going to start getting into each other's way. His buddy here in the M6 isn't really helping out when he starts pulling back in a second. Yeah, he manages to get one into the turret of HMS Toggington over there, steaming away nicely towards, well, yeah, if he puts full speed ahead, he might hit the B cap by about Christmas. So, yeah, Frost is just sticking in the damage here. He's up to, what, about 1,600 damage now. No capped bases for the good guys yet, but they're well up in tanks. 2 tanks ahead at this point. Mr. Panther here has decided to come around and try and flank around the back, and he's going to get a world of hurt for it. Frost having a little bit of difficulty getting his gun to bear there, but now he's going to start pouring in the damage, and the end is nigh for poor Mr. Panther over here. So there we go, Frost clears that one up rather nicely. 2.5k damage now, just the one bad guy, and yep, Okay, the guys are capping the A cap. The game's over, I understand that, but it's never a bad idea. It also gives you more experience points for the battle as an active achievement during the game. And Frost, I think, is going to head over here and do exactly the same at some point towards the B cap. Now, I do go on about making sure you cap bases in Supremacy probably a bit too much. However, you're going to see what happens in a future video that I've got of me rolling around on Falls Creek, I think it was, with a platoon mate, where we're in a battle, a winnable battle, and what don't we do? We don't follow Vimes' own advice, and we don't cap bases, and we lose what was a potentially winnable game. So yeah, that'll be fun to basically call myself an absolute muppet. So yep, Frost clears up the last target there, and 1 kill and just under 3,000 damage. Excellent game all round. Okay, here we are on New Bay now with Lewis Ilkowski, and he's driving the Borsig baby waffle tractor at tier 8. Not a tank I'm particularly familiar with, this one, and just watching the footage of it, I did mean to ask Lewis actually whether he's still got some more improvement to make on this particular tank. It did seem that the aiming reticule was taking a long time to come down, or so I don't know if he's still got a bit of work to do to try and get this tank fully spec'd up. Yeah, there's a bit of confusion here. I don't 6 and 2 3s, they're both getting in each other's way. However, Lewis has managed to get clear of that now, and he's going to come around here and start trying to get in the damage. It's a lovely 645 alpha roll in there. So they're going to make the way. It looks like most of the action is just off to his right there. Takes a speculative snapshot there, doesn't quite manage to pull that one off. He's got a reasonable position here, but some of the shots are going to prove to be a bit difficult, especially with the dispersion he's having, dispersion issues he's having on the gun so far. So he's going to improve his position somewhat. And I mean, that's what I was talking about with regard to the aiming reticule there. It did seem a long time for that to come down, so I don't know if he's still got some improvements to make. Unfortunately, because of that, snaps his shot and doesn't quite pull it off. So he's waiting for his reload now, and hopefully he's going to get another poke at a few of these bad guys. Sticks a lovely roll in there, gets his first kill. So we pretty much know the disposition and location of the enemy team now. So Lewis is going to make his way forward here and potentially use his elevated position to try and rain down some damage on these targets below. I love the graphic effect of that gun. It seems like you fire it and then a split second later the shell decides to start travelling. It looks really quite odd. But he's doing well here. 1,500 damage so far. He's already picked up a kill. The game is looking pretty even. Unfortunately, he is still having some problems with that aiming reticule, so some of his snapshots are not coming off for him. So as you can see, the heavies are starting to push, and this is a really interesting piece of gameplay. I had to watch this twice. He's aiming at the T-34, then switches his aim to the IS there. And initially, I was sort of going to rail at, you know, not taking out the low hit point tank first and prioritising damage over your teammate. I mean, his Comet there is a one-shot. However, if you look, the T-34 isn't threatening the Comet. The IS is, which is why Lewis changes his aim there. And if you look, how unlucky is that? That shell actually hit the barrel of the T-34 there, and that is really bad luck. But you know, it is something that I think sometimes people who drive the big guns do focus on too much. And I had to watch that twice. Initially I was like, oh naughty Lewis, you're prioritising the damage instead of the team there, but he actually played that absolutely right to do his very best to save his teammate, and got incredibly unlucky with that shell just flying straight into the T-34 barrel there, because that was a good shot. However, he's gonna carry on here. He's got a nice shot here. Aiming circle comes down, sticks in a 400 alpha roll for another kill, and finishes the game off. So yeah, good game all round. Top damage leader there with 2 kills, just under 3,000, and a second class mastery. Well done indeed. Okay, this is yours truly driving a light tank, which is something I don't do a lot, and something I've said I'm going to try to learn. Rolling out here tier 4 in the M5A1 Stuart tier 4 Chinese tank, and I'm here with Hunter Reborn, who's graciously platooned up with me. So we're fairly certain the heavies aren't going to push round this flank, because there's only there aren't a lot of heavies in this game. So we're hoping that we can loop round here and start hitting the enemy tanks from the rear behind these trees, where everybody seems to want a camp right at the beginning of the game. And lo and behold, we're actually going to get quite lucky and have a number of targets right in front of us. There's Mr. Scavenger. We're going to start getting some rounds into him. But basically this is just a slightly beefed up M5 Stuart. Fast firing gun, no armour, but a fast firing and accurate gun, which is a lot of fun if you have a position like this where you can just be sticking in the shots every few seconds. Unfortunately, my teammate there, he's taken a bit of damage because I'm shamelessly on the outside of him, using his tank for cover a little bit. Unfortunately, he takes a big nasty roll there. However, managed to clear that one up and take a kill. Now getting pushed on by an A20 here, so pull back just a little bit, so I'm only dealing with the one tank and nothing coming at me from the left. And again, use this this nice fast gun to start pouring in the damage. Don't want to extend too far forward, keeping my left flank covered as best I can. And yep, Mr. A20 is trying to do, he's doing his very best to back out of there. I think he'd been better off just angling his tank personally, but he's decided to drive backwards and sideways. So yeah, we're gonna basically gonna push round here and try and get a final shot into him, and we take him out for our second kill. I'm gonna head up here now. We've got the AMX, who thankfully has got his back to us again. So when you've got a fast firing gun like this, I mean, that's just exactly what you want to see. I'm able to pull back and just keep pouring in the shots. Somebody else gets the kill there. It's a 3-on-2 in the game now. However, Mr. Scavenger over there is a one-shot, so we're going to load in some APCR and stick a nice roll straight through his turret there. So now it's a 3-on-1. The enemy tank is fully hit pointed up, but you know it's pretty much all over by the shout, and just the mad rush now to try and find him and get as much damage in before the end of the game. Thankfully, I've got a pretty nippy tank here. I do a pretty bad job of trying to get here fast, because I think I crashed straight into the side of this ambulance and try and run it over, which you really shouldn't try to do in a light tank. So that slowed me down a bit. But we're going to head over here, get around the back of him, and hopefully start sticking in the damage. Round we come. Try the snapshot because I'm getting a bit impatient there. Doesn't come off, so come forward a little bit, wait for the reticule to come round, and then stick one into his turret and just push round. And finally get the opportunity and take him out for my fourth kill. First, I think it was one of the first games I had in this tank, and a very welcome ace mastery there. 4 kills, 1233 damage, and an ace in a light tank, which for me is very rare indeed. So thank you to Frostwalker27, Frost136, Lewis Ilikoski and Hunter Reborn there for allowing me to share their footage. Thank you for watching, and as always, good hunting and bye for now.